Risks with a Handmade Gift. Read by Short Storytelling. Written by Short Storytelling. Today I have a little something different. This is a story that's not my own but belongs to someone else. I'm going to try to do justice to it and offer a retelling. I assure you that while my telling is a second-hand account, the original was first-hand and from a source that I deeply trust. For ease of storytelling, I'll present this in a first-person perspective. This is something that happened years ago, but has since become part of my family lore. It's often referred to and spoken of with the reverence that it's due. I lived in a typical suburban neighborhood with several neighbors. I use the term neighbor loosely. You see, this area was governed by a homeowners association, HOA. As anyone who has dealt with one will tell you, their value can be debatable. However, it is practical to have as many neighbors as possible, especially if you may be able to count them as an ally should a conflict arise. Just like international politics, having as many allies as possible is important for preventing a war. I was not particularly close with my neighbor, but I knew that they'd been having a rough go of things lately. Enough time has passed that I don't recall the exact nature of their struggle, likely a recent death in their family or car accident, maybe even both. Regardless, I knew that whatever was going on, they had to be extremely stressed right now as a result. For me, self-care is an important tool for dealing with stress. There are many options, perhaps a nice meal out, a fun shopping trip, listening to some favorite music, or my personal favorite, a hot bath. Bubbles are optional, but a scented candle and a nice bath bomb can go a long way to relieving my stress. I can soak and just let the world pass by for a bit without me, unassailable in my little comfort zone. I learned the basics of making a bath bomb long ago. It's a simple concoction combining Epsom salt, baking soda, citric acid, scented essential oils, and other minor ingredients. Once everything is mixed and ready, you just pack the mix into a shape or mold and you're good to go. I like to keep things simple, so I just shape them into small discs. Once dry, you add the disc to a hot bath and soak in the calming scents and soothing bath salts once it dissolves. Indeed, these are so ubiquitous now, you can buy outrageously overpriced bath bombs at your local grocery store, no longer resigned to specialty bath and body shops in your local mall. While their shape, scents, designs, and makeup all vary, their function is the same, some even having an effervescent quality to add to the experience. All of this is just to provide some background to my next steps. Being a compassionate person, I wanted to offer some small comfort to my struggling neighbor. Knowing how useful a bath bomb can be to relaxation, I made a batch especially for them. I placed them on a paper plate to dry because I didn't want them to have to worry about returning a dish to me. Once dry, it's also important to cover them with foil to prevent them from becoming gummy or for their essential oils to dissipate. My offering of sucre prepared, I left it on their doorstep, confident that they would soon be able to enjoy them and de-stress. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and I'd called my neighbor for an unrelated matter. While speaking to them, I asked if they'd enjoyed the bath bombs and if they'd helped bring some peace. It's worth noting at this point that my neighbor was a foreigner. This isn't to say that they weren't a citizen or something along those lines, simply to say that they grew up in a foreign country and immigrated here later in life. In this case, they were from a Southeast Asian country. The reason this is relevant is because some of our customs here are still confusing. I could hear from their voice that they didn't quite understand what I was asking. They didn't know what a bath bomb was, but they did get the candy I had left for them. I offered a courtesy laugh, not sure if they were serious or not, telling them that was a good joke, and asking if the scents of the bath bombs had been okay for them. This is when things went off the rails. They reiterated that they had received the candy, but it hadn't been very good. I explained it wasn't meant to be candy and probably tasted terrible. They agreed. It did taste terrible, and their husband and son had not enjoyed them either. She had told them to eat the candy because they had such a nice neighbor that they gave them this candy and they needed to show their appreciation by eating it. She even mentioned they all felt a bit sick after eating them. For those of you that do not know, all of the ingredients are perfectly edible, though not tasty. Epsom salt in particular is even used medicinally, as a laxative. I now knew this was a conversation I needed to get out of as soon as possible. I apologized that they hadn't liked the candy. Then, oh, look at the time. Oh my, the kids will be home any minute. I should go. I hope things are going better for you now. Good luck. Let me know if you need anything. Okay, bye. Not too long after, my neighbor moved. They'd gotten a divorce and split assets and who knows what else. I'm confident my candy delivery did not cause their divorce, and I sleep at night knowing it would only have highlighted existing issues and not contributed to the conflict. I do wish them well, though. I did learn some valuable lessons. For example, if I gift something to someone on a paper plate that is wrapped in foil that isn't meant to be eaten, I make sure to include a note or a card to avoid any confusion. I also realize that essential oils can be potent and very personal, so I ask for guidance and explain what a bath bomb is before I give any away. Lastly, not everyone enjoys a good bath bomb. Sometimes they'll be so wrapped up in themselves that they'll miss the point and end up having a crappy day through no fault of my own.